You guys are going to be working with today. Ben worked over 20 years with athletes like yourselves, from athletes from high school. Give you some names that you may know from that he's currently working with and has worked with in the past. Guys like Antoine Jameson and Vince Carter, who's still in the pros. You guys have seen those guys flying over ESPN. Receiver Steve Smith, guys like Steve Smith that plays for the Panthers. He's still with Panthers, isn't he? Yeah, still with Panthers. Ben's been the strength for the football program down at UNC Chapel Hill. He moved over and for 8 years, I guess, was the strength coordinator for the basketball team with Dean Smith. Back during, when Dean Smith and Carolina made a run through the 90s, I think during Ben's time there, they made 4 Final Four appearances, which is just an amazing thing for, an 8-year run. He's worked with Carolina Sports Performance in the Miller Orthopedic Physical Group as the Director of Sports Training there. And since 2004, he's moved over to NASCAR. So he's worked with, which is near and dear to a lot of our hearts around here in Southwest Virginia, worked with Evernham Sports, Red Bull Racing, and currently with Michael Waltrip Racing. Ben, he continues to work in the off-season with NFL and NBA athletes. So you guys, I'm telling you, it's a great opportunity. And his knowledge and his willingness to come up here and just enjoy it, soak it up, and learn something from it today. Ben, thanks for coming. I appreciate having you.
Thanks. So, it's summertime. What are you doing here? Should be sleeping in the bed, right? Getting all that sleep before you start school, right? But the reason you're here is because you care enough about trying to be better. And that's the first step toward improvement, toward excellence. And it's got to be a personal commitment from you guys as to how good you're going to be. Every single second that you have an opportunity to improve yourself, then you need to take it, because the worst thing you can do is look back over your shoulder and go, that was on me. Your best resource is you, because if you're hungry and you desire it, you'll go to places like this today and you'll get some information. You'll go to the internet, you'll look for video. Your second best resource is your coaches. Their commitment today to bring me up here, and I'm not the greatest resource in the world, but they made a commitment to bring you guys information. You got to commend them for that, because they're wanting you to be better, and their willingness to go outside themselves to bring someone in shows you that you have a coaching staff that is not ego driven. We're willing to bring other people in to share information with you, and that's excellent, because sometimes you get into a closed community, you get into a closed coaching experience, and you're not able to experience some of the other things that are out there. There's a natural athlete born in every group. 1 out of, 50? 1 out of 100? I'm not a natural athlete. I had to work for everything I ever wanted to achieve. I had to learn how to do the skills and the drills. We all have different types of perception and different types of intelligence and different types of ability. And so some things are going to come easier than others. But I can give you some stuff today that's going to come really easy. Then I'm going to give you another thing. You're like, how the heck do I do that? What I'm going to try to do today is give you enough stuff to broaden your motor library. Okay? A motor library is a series of experiences. The more things you can experience, like going to the pool and learning how to do a front flip off the diving board, or learning to do a particular ladder drill, or learning to swing a baseball left-handed if you're right-handed, or learning to brush your teeth left-handed if you're right-handed. Something just outside your normal motor pattern to broaden you out, something that you can draw from, because later on, somehow, it's going to help you get a better baseball, better fastball. Now, all you guys have a toolbox. You don't know what problem, but you got a toolbox that you have to draw from. And there are about 13 things. I kind of packaged it into 12. There are about 12 to 13 things that you guys really need to touch base with during the course of your training you. And that's why we're here today. I want to teach you some of it, and I'm going to leave some ideas with you coaches. So you got flexibility training today. You got dynamic and static flexibility. In the beginning today, the first thing we're going to do is dynamic. We're going to do movement flexibility. And at the end, we'll show you some static stuff. But you need to have range of motion, because if you've got range of motion and a lack of resistance build up in your muscles, then you improve your power and you improve your speed. If I'm trying to get a good, like a front kick in karate, okay, if my hamstring's tight, that's going to slow my ability for the front part of my leg to actually contract. It's going to pull me backwards. This is going to pull me down when I'm trying to get high and get up, okay? So I got to have some appropriate flexibility to allow me to do that. If I'm a baseball player and I want to throw really fast, okay, I got to have a certain amount of flexibility back here, but not so much flexibility that when I get to the end of my throw, that my arm comes out of the socket. So there's a balance. It's almost like a teeter-totter. How am I going to create balance for myself muscularly to get enough tightness and enough flexibility to allow me to do my sport? And it has to be appropriate, an appropriate amount. And the benefits of a dynamic warm-up is you've got consolidation first. When I consolidate things, it saves me time. I told you there's 13 things, or 12, 13 things we need to work on. So with this particular type of setup, we're going to work on balance, flexibility, and coordination. Now, when I see a jog, I'm looking for, can you keep yourself in a straight line? Can you use your arms right? Do you stay up on your toes? Okay? Jog down there, first group. Second group, jog. Third group, jog. Fourth group, jog. You guys get through. Jog. Okay, so I see somebody run like this. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. You cannot run without your arm. You got to hurt yourself. Hurt yourself really good. Okay, now we run. First group, run. Go. Second group, run. Third group, run. Back, run. Okay, what ends up happening? When you run like this, you do this. Okay, you need this to help counterbalance the rotation of your upper body. I know this is going to seem stupid, but I want to see you do this anyway. This is going to show you the necessity of running opposite hand, opposite leg. We walk like this, opposite hand, opposite leg, hand, opposite leg. Okay. You run like that too. Let's see. Okay. I want you to run the same hand, same leg. Can you do it? No, you're not doing it. Come back. So it shows you it's hard to do. Let's do run one more time. I want to say opposite hand, opposite leg. I want to see your fingertips come up about cheek level. Should be looking like this right here. Don't cross your hands across your body. Don't move back. Because what that does, it puts rotation back into our straight line. Alright, good. Looks good. Good. Good on the toes. Good. 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 You need to press like here just a little bit. Step on the toes. Good. Looks better. Okay. Don't ball your fist up. If you ball your fist up, that makes your arms tight. My arms get tight, and I'm not as fluid and fast. I need to be able to move my hands. See my hand, my feet come up? That popping sound, my heels popping the ground. I'm using so much force. I'm actually lifting myself up off the ground. This gives me lift. It keeps me softer on my next footstep. It helps me make transition in the middle. So you want to keep your hands loose so that you can fly through. I want to see back pedal. Okay, going back up. Stay on my heels. Same thing. I'm using my hands the same way. Butt back, lean your head forward. Go. That's good. Good. Go. High knee, high arm. Try to be as quiet as you can. I'm looking for good arm action to give you lift so you don't make a lot of noise. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear you soft on your toe. See what you got. Go. Go. Good arm action. Opposite hand, opposite leg action. Don't cross your hands across your body. Go. Don't cross your hands across your body. Don't ball your fists up. All this stuff is linear speed stuff. We got A march. Okay? We're looking at trying to keep you in a straight line. A march is just this. Okay? This is a runner's position. I'm trying to pull the knee up, pull my toe up, get my opposite hand, opposite leg in the right place, my fingertips at my cheek, and my hands on my hip. And when I run, I want to be just like that. That's what we're looking for here. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that with my hands across my body. I want to see everything lined up. Okay? A march, just marching down. Opposite hand, opposite leg action. Toes chambered up, pointing towards your shin. Keep your chest up, keep your chest out. Keep your stomach tight. Don't point your toe. Your toe has to be up towards your shin. I'm going to tell you why here in just a little bit. Go. Know where your body parts are. Good athletes feel. Okay, we all learn differently. Some of us learn visually. We see things and we try to reproduce what we see. That looks good. Nice. Okay, some of us hear it. Okay, when we do footwork and stuff like that, we hear the tempo. You hear the tempo, okay? I get a little feedback from that. Some of us hear, some of us do mental recitation. We hear 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm okay now. I can hit that strike on. I'm okay. That's the way you do it. You know, you're talking to yourself the whole time, positive affirmation. Some of us have to feel it. True athletic awareness is when you feel it. You know you're in the zone. You're in that moment because you feel it. Okay? That's what you're doing right now. You're keeping yourself. Where is my foot in relation to my head? Is it inside here, or is it in a straight line with my knee? Is my hand here, or is it down here at my hip? Athletic awareness. You know where your body parts are. That's A march. That's your B march. B march is just the same as you're going to kick out. I'm going to come up, knee up, chamber, kick out. Knee up, chamber, kick out. Try to get your bottom leg as straight as you can. You've got tight hip flexors. You're going to see that your knee is going to go kind of bent here. Try to straighten that out. Keep your stomach tight. Knee up, kick out. Find your chin dropping down, chin up. Look straight ahead. Go, B march. Balance. Why is balance important? I'm on one foot and I'm rocking a little bit. My ankle's a little bit lacking stability. The reason why I'm losing speed, I had an NFL player from Panthers tell me, he goes, man, I am never on one foot. What are you talking about? I'm like, you're always on one foot. If you're running, I'm on one foot, and I'm on one foot, and I'm on one foot. You're always on one foot at some point. You're hardly ever stuck to the ground on 2 feet. But if I'm a little out of balance, then my knee is going to do like that. That's not a straight line. That's side to side or a circle. Good. Chest up, fingertips. Okay. If my ankle's doing this at the bottom, I'm pronating or supinating my ankle, then I'm not in a straight line. I'm losing speed. So for every second I'm off that straight line, I'm losing my linear speed capability. Okay. And then we're going to do B skip. So this is A skip. Now it's a little bit louder than alternating hands because I got my foot up like that, my toes up. See, I'm kind of snapping myself into it. I'm trying to start making transition into a more snappy speed. You'll see, you do opposite hand, opposite leg. Cross your hands, cross your body. Go. Toes up. Another thing too we're trying to do is presentation. How do I make myself look like an athlete? Because when you go back to the coaches look at you and go, if she was just more athletic, maybe I think I would like her. She doesn't look like an athlete. She doesn't look like an athlete. It's posture and presentation. You ever heard of marketing? You know? Some of you guys, they grow up and go to school at some point and you go into marketing. What you're doing, you're trying to sell a product. Yeah. Sell a product. You got to sell your product back to the coaches so they think that it's the best product they've ever seen. Gosh, what a great athlete he is. Goodness. You know, that's his posture and presentation. If I do this, one, it looks like I don't care. Two, it looks like he's not a very good athlete. But if I do this, at least it looks like I'm applying myself to the moment. I'm selling my product back to the coaches. You need to play with me because I'm invested in this moment. Okay? Let's do B march. Knee up, kick out. When you run sometimes, or do your drills, you do like this. When you see people do like this, they run the wrist back, the wrist down, put the ball up in the wrong spots, transferring the energy. Okay? Make sure that you got a nice, smooth, open hand.